Fresh air is life. For centuries, Germans have believed that a home must breathe just as much as its people do. The walls may look solid, the windows may seem closed, but what truly determines the vitality of a home is how freely the air moves within it. Ventilation is not a mechanical act, it's a philosophy of renewal. When you open a window, you are not simply letting air pass, you are inviting life, energy, and clarity. Imagine an elder's morning ritual in a quiet German village. The kettle whistles, the curtains are pulled aside, and windows are opened wide, even in the middle of winter. Why? Because stagnant air suffocates not only the body but also the spirit. Germs, dust, odors, and heaviness collect overnight. Ventilation washes all of this away and replaces it with freshness that you can feel in your lungs. There is also an emotional beauty in this. The act of opening a window is symbolic. It's like releasing yesterday's troubles and making space for today's possibilities. Elders, in particular, often carry memories, worries, and fatigue. By breathing in new air, you remind yourself that each day is a fresh beginning. Medical experts have long noted that proper ventilation reduces respiratory issues, improves sleep, and decreases stress. But there's more. The psychological comfort of smelling crisp, clean air creates a sense of dignity and order in your home. Germans know that a 5-minute law, 1/4 fan, airing out, in the morning and evening is more powerful than any spray or perfume. So, elders, practice this small ritual. Open your windows, stretch your arms, take in a deep breath, and let the world outside mingle with the quiet of your home. It costs nothing, yet it adds life to everything. (2) Indoor plants say living companions for the soul. Plants are not just decorations, they are silent healers, companions that breathe with you. Germans cherish the presence of indoor plants because they create an invisible balance between humanity and nature. While machines may clean the air, only plants give back both oxygen and beauty. For elders, especially those who spend more time indoors, plants provide company without demands. A peace lily on the table, an aloe vera in the kitchen, or even a small pot of basil by the window. These are not just objects. They are living presences. Caring for them adds a gentle purpose to your daily life. When you water a plant, you remind yourself of patience and consistency. When you see it grow, you are reminded that life, no matter how slow, always moves forward. Science confirms what intuition has always known. Indoor plants reduce stress, lower blood pressure, and increase feelings of calm. They absorb toxins, filter the air, and release oxygen, making your home a place of health. But beyond science, there's a poetic truth here. Plants remind us that silence has power. They do not speak, yet they communicate through growth, through the quiet beauty of their leaves, through the way they lean toward sunlight. In German households, it's common to find windowsills full of green herbs, flowers, succulents. It is not extravagance, but simplicity, nature at arm's reach. For elders, this is especially meaningful. Each plant is like a quiet friend, reminding you that you are never alone. So, choose a plant, care for it, let it share your space. You'll find that your home feels fresher not only in scent but in spirit. Dimacroni diaris sedilla 3. Natural scents add the purity of authentic fragrance. Perfumes and chemical sprays may mask odors, but they never create the peace of natural scents. Germans understand this deeply, which is why their homes often carry the softer aroma of essential oils, dried herbs, or beeswax candles. Elders especially benefit from this because natural scents are gentle, healing, and comforting, unlike artificial fragrances that often irritate. Think of lavender, rosemary, eucalyptus, or orange peel. These scents do not overwhelm you, they simply exist quietly in the air, soothing the mind and refreshing the home. When you enter a home that carries these fragrances, you immediately feel grounded. There is no pretense, only authenticity. For elders, using natural scents is not just about air quality but about atmosphere. Lighting a beeswax candle in the evening is not merely functional, it creates ritual. The flicker of the flame, the soft glow, and the delicate scent remind you of the beauty of simplicity. Germans often boil citrus peels with cinnamon sticks on the stove to fill the air with warmth. This is not extravagance, it's mindful living. Psychologically, natural aromas have profound effects. Lavender calms the nerves, peppermint sharpens focus, and rosemary improves memory. For those in later stages of life, such gentle support can be invaluable. It is not about covering up but about harmonizing your environment. So, instead of relying on artificial sprays, choose nature. Light a candle, hang a bundle of dried herbs, or use an essential oil diffuser. In these small rituals, you are not just making your home smell fresh, you are creating a sanctuary. FY section superscript 04. Clean textiles. Fabrics that carry the air. Fabrics are silent traps. Curtains, cushions, bed linens, and rugs absorb every odor in your home: food, smoke, sweat, even dust. Germans know this truth well, which is why cleanliness of textiles is a central part of their freshness rituals. Elders sometimes overlook this, thinking a washed floor is enough. But the secret of a fresh-smelling home lies in the fabrics that surround you. There is a psychological magic to clean textiles. Imagine lying down on a bed with freshly washed sheets. The crispness, the faint smell of detergent or sun-dried cotton immediately creates comfort. It's not just physical cleanliness, it's a message to your mind that you are cared for, that your space is dignified. Regular washing of curtains, cushion covers, and bedding is essential. Sunlight, as Germans practice, also plays a role here. Drying fabrics outdoors lets the natural wind and sun infuse them with a fragrance no chemical can match. For elders, this is particularly meaningful, because the softness and freshness of fabrics directly influence sleep quality and relaxation. Moreover, textiles carry memory. The scent of freshly cleaned linens often brings nostalgia, a reminder of childhood homes or loved ones. Keeping them fresh is not just hygiene but also emotional nourishment. Germans often rotate fabrics with the seasons, lighter ones in summer, warmer in winter, to harmonize the atmosphere. So, elders, pay attention to your textiles. Wash them, sun them, refresh them. Every fabric in your home should remind you of comfort and care. Diaries Sedilla 5. Sunlight exposure. The natural cleanser. Sunlight is not just light, it is life. Germans keep their curtains open as much as possible because they understand the natural power of sunlight to disinfect, purify, and uplift. For elders, sunlight is one of the most healing gifts available. It strengthens bones, boosts mood, and energizes the spirit. When sunlight fills a room, it does more than brighten the walls. It kills bacteria, dries out moisture, and prevents mold. More importantly, it creates a psychological sense of openness. A dark, closed room can feel heavy and depressive, while a sunlit room feels alive. Germans often design their homes with wide windows, not for luxury but for health. For elders, exposure to sunlight also reduces loneliness. Watching the light move across the floor, sitting by a sunlit window, or enjoying a cup of tea while feeling the warmth on your face creates small moments of joy. These are not trivial, they are medicine for the soul. Sunlight also connects you to rhythm. By opening curtains every morning, you align yourself with the natural order of day and night. This balance creates harmony in your routine, improving sleep and reducing stress. Germans often dry clothes in the sun, not only to save energy but because they know sunlight leaves a fragrance that no machine can replicate. So, elders, embrace sunlight. Open your curtains wide, sit by the window, and let nature enter. Sunlight does not just brighten your home, it brightens your heart. *6. Minimalism in cleaning. The power of less. The more you own, the more you must clean. The German way emphasizes simplicity, and elders can learn deeply from this philosophy. Minimalism is not about living with nothing, it is about living with enough. A cluttered home traps dust, odors, and heaviness. A simple home breathes freely. When you walk into a minimalist space, you feel peace. Surfaces are clear, air flows easily, and cleaning takes half the time. For elders, this is crucial. Less clutter means less physical strain and more mental clarity. Germans practice Ordnung, order, not as a strict rule but as a lifestyle. They know that tidiness is not about appearances but about health. Clutter is also emotional. Every unnecessary item carries weight, a reminder of the past, a distraction from the present. Elders often hold on to things out of sentiment, but too much accumulation suffocates. By keeping only what is meaningful and useful, you make space for freshness. Minimalist cleaning also avoids overuse of chemicals. Germans prefer vinegar, baking soda, and simple soaps. These are safe, effective, and eco-friendly. A minimalist approach means you don't constantly chase after perfection. Instead, you maintain balance. Small daily habits say wiping surfaces, keeping shoes at the door, washing dishes immediately. Keep a home effortlessly fresh. For elders, this is liberation. A home with less clutter and fewer demands is not emptiness but freedom. You have space to breathe, to rest, to live. A.O. Dieris's final wisdom for elders: freshness is not bought, it is created through mindful habits. Open your windows, keep plants, choose natural scents, clean your fabrics, welcome sunlight, and live with less. Each of these practices costs little but adds richness to your life. Millions of Germans know this secret, now it is yours, too. Ethio ?